Hello, my friends. Welcome back to another episode of Her Messy Bun. I am Danielle, and today we are going to talk about trust. Why your target audience needs to trust you, different ways your audience can trust you, and things that you can do to create more trust within your business. If your sales are low, if your views or engagement aren't where you want them to be, majority of the time it's because your audience doesn't trust you enough to continue consuming your content, let alone purchasing from you. For a lot of you, that's going to be a really hard truth. And for some of you, that actually has been sitting in the forefront of your mind. So let's first talk about why your audience needs to trust you so that we can fix this for you. First, trust is the number one factor in why people want to consume your content, be a consumer in general, so purchasing or actually viewing your content. People want to make sure that they can trust your products and services are exactly what you say they are and will give them the results that you say they will before they start working with you. If they can't trust you, they won't buy from you. And the only way to do this is by showing them how they can trust you. Things like social proof, testimonials, reviews. These are the quickest ways to showcase to your target audience that your products and services are what you say that they are. But how do you get that if you can't even make a sale to begin with? Well, there's a few ways. Here are 5 major ways to gain trust within your audience without social proof. The first one is free value. Sharing free value is the number one way to show your audience what you know. And I'm not just talking about surface level value. I'm talking about powerful, life-changing information that can truly help your target audience. And you're probably like, Danielle, whoa, you're nuts. Why would I give it all away for free when I can actually make money from that? Well, if this is your initial thought, then 1, you're not. And 2, not everything needs to have a price point. And here's why. Nowadays, unless you create a brand new concept, majority of the time, the information that we're teaching people or sharing with others is already in a book someone could go buy online for like $19 and get it day one, and then read it for themselves and learn exactly how to do exactly what you're already teaching for like hundreds of dollars. People hire you for your methodology, for the way you teach it, for the way that you talk about it, and for the way that you do it. If you want more free advice on how to add free value, check out episode 24, How to Provide Value for Your Audience, and I'll link it down below and in the show notes. The second way is beta testers. A beta tester is somebody who purchases your product or service for an extreme discount in exchange for a review on the product or service. This comes in handy when you're trying to test run a service-based business and want to better understand what your target audience is actually looking for. Beta testing your services not only gives you experience, allowing you to adjust your programs and your products, but it also pulls in direct feedback from your target audience. One of my clients did a beta test on her one-on-one service and realized that she was talking to the wrong target audience. She was completely bored helping her beta clients and realized that she needed to adjust how to talk about her service in order to speak directly to the people that she actually wanted to work with. This little shift helped her find all of her dream clients, and her beta testing helped her figure out exactly who she needed to work with and what she needed to say in order to find her dream clients. Beta testing is amazing. Don't be afraid to create a beta test. The third thing is consistency. By now, I hope you know that I am not one to tell you be more consistent. And instead, I'm the person that's going to tell you to find your consistency. Figure out what consistency looks like to you. But remember this, consistency can be the easiest way to show people that they can trust you, and it can also be the quickest way to show people that they can't trust you. This is why it's extremely important for you to figure out what your regular schedule of posting on social media looks like. Showing up every morning on stories teaches people that they can trust you are part of their morning routine. If you have a YouTube channel and you post every Sunday, telling your audience, I'll see you next Sunday, teaches your audience that you show up on Sundays. It's okay to take breaks. It's 100% okay to take breaks. Just like any good TV show, we need a season break to create that hype for the next season. But make sure that it's an intentional break. Apologizing for being quote unquote gone makes it look like you didn't plan it. And that can create and make people feel like they can't trust you. However, if you went through something life-changing during that unplanned break and want to share that story, that can actually help you create connections with your audience and gain more trust in them because you are vulnerable and showcase exactly why this unplanned break happened and what you went through, because a lot of times life just happens, and showcasing that you're human creates a form of bond between two people on social media. The easiest way to think about this is to ask yourself, would I trust a content creator if they did blank? Check out episode 22, How to Show Up Powerfully, to learn how to harness your voice and feel empowered to be exactly you. The next thing is you can just share your credentials with people. If you're new to being self-employed, but not new to the field that you're in, it can be extremely helpful to present your credentials to people online so that they know who you are and what you do. Not only does it place you as an expert in your field, but it also helps people disable that little judgment factor that lights up when you're on social media. If you have low followers or low engagement, people have a tendency to question your standing. How can they trust you if you have low followers? Because while we know follower count and views don't equal experience or money, some people still do. They still believe that followers and views and likes equal money and trust. An example of if I wanted to share my credentials on a TikTok could look like, here are 5 different ways to gain massive trust from your audience. I'm Danielle, a creative consultant and brand expert for over 10 years, and today I'm going to teach you how to gain trust with your audience so they'll want to work with you. I always like to do a hook first, then introduce myself, share a snippet of my credentials, and then repeat the hook in a different way with a different manner to remind them exactly why they need to stay. So let's read that one again. Here are 5 different ways to gain massive trust from your audience. That's the hook. Then I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Danielle. And then I'm going to add a snippet of my credentials because let's face it, credentials could be a million miles long. A creative consultant and brand expert for over 10 years. And then repeat the hook again in a different manner. And today I'm going to teach you how to gain trust with your audience so they'll want to work with you. So I'm teaching you something and explaining what the results of me teaching you this is going to be. The 5th thing that you can do is share your personal story and success results. Have you ever seen those social media managers and TikTok experts show you their journey of how they went from having 100 followers to over 100,000 followers in just less than 3 months? And I'm going to teach you how I did it. You know those people? Well, this is how they gain trust with you from their experience. They note the struggle that you are also facing, they share their results, and then they provide the value that you're looking for. They will also usually add something with follow along if you want to grow your account, or if you want to get to 100,000 followers. This is their call to action and how they create a low pressure call to action. They teach you, they share the value, they explain who they are. Their awareness factor in this is really strong. And then the follow through that they're asking from you is so easy. All they're asking for you to do is follow so that you can gain 100,000 followers. So it's a low ask with a high result. Another example I just recently saw was this content creator named Lexi. She had a verified personal account, but wanted to start from scratch with a new name for her business. She was still using her real name as her business name, but wanted followers who were her target audience. So rather than keeping an account with 1 million followers, I think she actually had like 2.5 million followers, who she knew would not turn into consumers, she created a brand new TikTok account. And as a way to showcase her success story of growing an audience, because she was not a TikTok expert or social media manager, she wanted to just showcase that she knew what she was talking about to hide that judgment factor. She would just screenshot her verified account and like kind of make fun of herself for why she was starting over. Like, oh, you could have easily been like use your verified account, but look at me, I'm starting over from scratch. So it's showing her process, showing that she was capable of making like 2.5 million followers. And so you should be able to trust her because she knows what she's talking about online. Case studies, personal case studies are amazing. And when you finally do have clients, you might not always get the reviews or testimonials that you're looking for. For instance, 90% of my clients, both past and present, either aren't able to give me a review using their name or haven't been able to because they're still employed and don't want to get in trouble. Or their success story includes an NDA where they legally can't share their results yet. And so I legally can't share their results because I would get them in trouble. Or they want to look like an expert in a field very similar to mine, and they think that it might make them look less like an expert in the field if people knew that they had a coach, which honestly, completely in their right. You don't ever have to show or tell people that you had a coach teaching you exactly where you are or helping you get to where you are right now, especially if you are trying to look like an expert in the field. So what do you do when you're in this situation, especially when they have some major success stories? It's case studies. Case studies are extremely helpful to teach future clients what you are able to do while keeping your clients' information private. They are also great when you are actually allowed to share your client's name. Case studies make great content that gains the trust of your audience as well as educates them on what you teach and how you teach it. Case studies are similar to sharing your personal journey, but have a stronger impact because it showcases that people want to work with you, they find success with you, and it gives your potential clients a chance to see how you actually talk about your clients. An example of how to do this on TikTok can be, this is exactly how I got one of my members to go from feeling iffy about trusting their intuition and constantly playing catch up to completely prioritizing what she knew in her gut to be the best move for her business. And then I can go on to say things like, she joined morning pages every single day, followed the prompts that I provided, and it helped her process all of her ideas, think about her long-term goals, and figure out exactly what she wanted out of her business. Then she took advantage of every single group coaching call and got all of her technical questions, as well as her questions she uncovered during morning pages and from listening to my podcast every Monday answered. This got her to work through all of her physical and mental blocks, stopping her from achieving her goals. It got her feeling confident in trusting her gut, and it silenced her imposter syndrome. So after pointing out all the different aspects of my membership and how they benefited her, I would also want to make sure that I pointed out her tangible success as well, which would, in this case, would sound like, after 3 months of showing up in my membership, she booked 3 high-ticket clients equaling $15,000 in sales and signed 2 consulting contracts totaling $10,000. She went from doubting herself to leveling up her business, and you can too. And then, of course, I would want to make sure I followed up with a call to action. Check out my membership in my link in bio. So that's how you can share a case study on TikTok, by talking about one of your clients. And I never even gave you their name, except I know you're listening to this and I'm so proud of you. Anyways, case studies are fun because you get to brag about your clients and all of their successes. So regardless of if you're able to share their name or not, I highly, highly, highly recommend doing case studies. All right, my friends, that's all for this episode. I hope that you are able to take these 5 powerful tips to gain trust in your audience when you don't have any clients, and you can turn your followers into clients so that you can also write case studies and brag about your new clients. In the meantime, I would really appreciate it if you sent this podcast to at least one friend that you think would benefit from gaining trust in their audience. Until then, bye guys.